Hey guys, shall we start? All right. If you guys cannot hear me, and please let me know. And I assume I can speak. And today we are going to do. I think most of you guys, some of you guys might already know the question called the basketball question. So I'm going to give you a link, and you can read the question. But I will explain to you. So the question is on the on my website, one of my website. So I didn't turn on the Zoom. So because I only have 40 minutes, and I have to save like probably in 3:15 I will start. And because right now if I start and it will be end on 3:40, that's why I want to save some time and let it. We just run it on YouTube. Okay. So the first thing is like we have a website called dataerror.ca. So on here, there's a service and Canadian computing competition. I click on here, and in 2019 and in J1. So, and I got this one. So I am going to copy it and send it to you on here. But you don't have to read the question because I'm going to explain to you. So it is about the basketball. So let's just make a I use a Microsoft Word. So I use Microsoft Word, and I'm going to explain to you. So in basketball, and you can in the dashboard, for example, in the dashboard, like I have a table. Like this. So for example, I have two teams, like a team. I have team A and team B. Okay. So there's in basketball you have you can score like 1 point if you are in penalty. So and you can score normally you can go score 2 points, like 1 point. Points, 1 point, and you have 2 points and 3 points. And I'm going to add one more column here. So that is the total. And like if you are not familiar with the basketball, and I'm going to show you how they got the like basketball rules for points. So for example, if you got like if you are out like in basketball, if you have a penalty and the player can get a shot from here, if they got the point, and they will got 1 point. If outside of the this red zone, and they can get 3 points. If inside, they will get 2 points. Okay, so I think most of you guys already know that. Yeah. So if like our question is like this: if I have number of shots in this field, like for A team, if I have 5 shots and I have 7 shots and also have 8 shots. So I want to know and also in B team you have like 3, 6, 2. So I want you to tell me which team you won. So if, for example, if you want to do the calculation, you will do like the total of this. You will do for A team. You will do for A team. You will do like 5 by 1 plus 7 by 2 plus 8 by 3, and then you got the total of the points, number of points. And for B team, it will be same, like 3 by 1 plus 6 by 2, and for 2 by 3. Okay, so once we got the total amount of the score, and we will compare it. If A team won, and we will output A. If B team won, we will output B. Okay, yeah. I think some of you guys in the work on the CCC question, you already see this question. But today, since we already learned the if condition, we will use if condition to solve this problem. Okay, so what I want you to do is just pull up the same, go to the same website, go to this website. Oopsie. Let me refresh it one more time. Okay, so I'm going to copy the same link in case you don't have it, and I put it on the chat box. Okay, so before we are going to do the programming, the coding, if you guys can tell me which team you won based on this scoreboard, and if you know it, and please put it on the chat box, either A or B, before using the Python. Okay. All right, I'm going to do the math by myself, and so it's 5 and 14, so it's 19, and yeah, so you just add them up and then you can get the total, right? So we're going to use the Python to do this math. Let me pull it on here. Okay, in Python, for example, I have the A team. I have the variable, so called A1. Variable is just like a box, right? So I give the A1 1 point for 5. A2 is 7, and A3 is 3. So the same B team, B1 is 3, and B2 is 6, B3 is 3. So if how many scores A team have? So I will have say for A team, I will just do the math, like print. Let's just print it out before we go forward. So A1 multiplied by 1 plus A2 multiplied by 7 plus A3 multiplied by 3. For B team, so A, B1 by 1 and B2 by 2. Oops, sorry, that is 2. And B3 by 3. Okay. And then I'm going to run it. It should give me 2 numbers. The first number is for A team. The second number is for B team, right? So I'm going to run it. I click run. So the first A team is 28, the B team is 24. So I give you like 3 minutes. You will finish this code. Once you are finished, please put on the chat box, leave me a comment and saying, "Oh, I'm done."
Ready? Go!
Okay, I think most of you guys have already done. And if I want to know, I want to output if A team is 1, and then I want to have A and print it out and saying A is 1. And if B is 1, and print B team is 1. Okay, so what I am going to do is just like I'm going to use a variable to hold this result. So what I'm going to do is like A score, like just A score. Okay, A score equal to, you do copy all the way this one and put it here. Okay, and for B team, it just B score equal to, and I copied the whole thing and put it here. And now if A score is greater than B score, and you put a column here, and don't forget there are 2 spaces in front of here, 1 space, 2 space. Okay, if A team score is greater than B team score, we will output A team 1. Otherwise, else, if, remember last week, if A score is less than B score, then you will say print B team 1. Otherwise, we will say else. We will output saying tire. Okay, and now I'm going to run it. So that's what we learned today. We learned, okay, if A team, the score, the answer from this math, and we got A team 1, and then we say A team 1, because A team score is greater than B team. Otherwise, if A team is less than B team, then B team will win. If the A team and B team have the same score, and we say it's tied. Okay, so I'm going to run it. So we'll run, and if you got A team 1, so I give you like 3 minutes, you finish this coding, and we will move forward. And we are going to turn this math into a function. And also we want to have the input from the from our input instead of just hard coding the number. Okay, so now I want you to start coding, and you will get the answer called A team 1. Okay, and once you're done, please leave me a comment on the chat box so we can move forward.
Ready? Go!
All right, so at the meantime, when you are working on the code, and I'm going to turn on my Zoom because I'm going to do my Zoom thing. So the Zoom ID is this, and the password is Okay. I think there's no R there.
Hurry up!
All right. I think most of you guys have been done, and all right. I am not going to do that. Share screen. And let's just change a little bit because I want A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3 just from the input. So it is easy. What you need to do is just put the input. Let's just change it. Okay, I'm gonna mute everybody. B1, B2, B3 just from the input. So it is easy. What you need to do is just put the input. Also, you have to convert the input to the number. So you put int as a function. So I'm going to just copy the same thing and remove here and do it one more time, one more time, one more time, one more time. And this time, I'm going to run this code because when I run it, I have to put the poise. So I have to put 6 of them, and then I can get the result. Okay, so what we did is just remove the number, and we replace with the input and with the convert the input from the string to the number. Use the function called int, which stands for integer. And I'm going to run it. I click run. So I'm going to just put, for example, let's pull it up, and I will put 5, 7, 8, and 3, 6, and 2. So it will say 18.1. And what I want you to do, you can try different number. Like, for example, you put 15, 23, and 22. That is for A team. And for B team is like 30 and 12 and probably 21 and still 18.1. Okay, so that's the first step I want you to do. And after you finish this one, we're going to change this step into a function, and we will learn a little bit about function. Okay, so yeah, what I want you to do, just like change this one. I give you 2 minutes, should be enough. 2 minutes. So just change the code exactly looks what I did here, and because I want the input to be dynamic. Okay,
Ready? Go!
and the same thing, if you finish, just let me know. Just put it a comment here, and I know you're done. So I assume everybody just can finish on time. It's easy. You just copy and paste, replace the number into input. And Helen just asked me a question: how am I going to copy and paste? If you are in Windows, I think most of you guys are in Windows, you can just highlight, you use your mouse, you click here and you hold it and move your mouse and you highlight this part, and you can right click and go choose copy, or you can use your shortcut in your keyboard and you hold the control key, which is on the left hand corner. It's called control key, and you hold the control key and you press C, and now you copy this part. And once you want to paste, and again you can do right click and you do paste. I didn't see paste here, but of course most of the time you can just do with the keyboard shortcut, hold control key and do V, control key and press V, and then you like me to just copy it and paste and use shortcut. Okay, you got it, Helen?
Hurry up!
All right, so I think most of you guys have been done, and what we are going to do is like we are going to define a function. What is a function? You may ask. Function is just like we already used like this one. You can use a function again and again. In the function, we need a parenthesis for the parameter. So in the print function, and we put a parameter here is a string. Of course, you can put a number, and it will convert to the string and output to here. So, but we are going to build our own function. So what our function do is like every time I call this function, and it will give me the score for this team. You got what I'm saying? So I have the function, and then I have the parameter for the first point, the second point, and the third point. Okay, so what I'm going to do, just define the function, use a keyword called def. I guess it stands for define, but I'm not really sure. So you have the keyword called def here, and you make a space, and you have better to give it a name. So, but a name, you can name it like the variable, you can give it a name. And here I just like have a name called like total. Okay, so I just have a function name called total, but it's up to you. You can do T or anything. Just try yourself, and you probably don't hit those keywords, but you can name it a funny name. So what you need to do is you have the total here is the name of the function, and now you would give parenthesis again, and in here inside the parenthesis you will define something called parameters. And basically is to the inside the function is the variable for this function, but here we call parameters, or some of them you might call arguments. So I just put the word here. You don't have to type this one, but I just in case my spell is long, like parameter, or someone may call argument. Okay. So here inside this parenthesis, and I will say like s like p, like how about p1 or s, because there is how many shots we got, right? So let's just s1 and s2 and s3. What they mean is like I define a parameters here. It stands for the A1, the 1 point shot, the number of this one, and then A2 is use S2 to stands for that. But you might not understand what I'm talking about. But let's just move forward. You will understand what S1 mean, S2 mean, S3 mean. And then we're going to do that. We are going to end this line with a column. Okay. Again, like the if here, there should be 2 spaces in front of each this new session, new block. Okay. So in each function, they should return something. Most likely they will return something. Like here, we have to return the score. So what I am going to do is just like I will use a keyword called return. Okay, so you return S1 and then multiply by 1 because it's just 1 point, and plus S2 and multiply by 2 and plus S3 multiply by 3. Now you will see, oh, that looks exactly like this pattern, the same, right? The same, because we are going to put A1, A2, A3, and B1, B2, B3 as a parameter into this function. And they will do the same calculation first and return the result of this. Okay? So what I'm going to do is just, I am going to remove this part, and instead, after I remove it, I will do, can't see the code. Wait a minute. Sorry about that. This stupid Sony. Okay. It won't go away. Okay, I just thought it. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, let me repeat it one more time because my Sony just bothering me. Okay, that's the accident. All right, so let me repeat one more time. Yeah, so we need to define a function, right? So once we want to define a function, we use something called def as a keyword. I guess it stands for define, but I'm not sure it's really called define or not. So you have a define keyword, and you should have a space between the name of this keyword. So I put a space here, and then I will name the function. You can name it in any name, but I name total here. Or you can name like scores or points, whatever you want, and just a name. And then after that, I have to put the parentheses. This inside these parentheses, and you have to put parameters because we want to input the parameters for like all the shocks like A1, A2, A3. So I name them S1, S for like, for example, is for the shock 1 point, shock 2 point, and shock 3 point. And then I have to use column to go to the next line. And in this next line, because it is inside this block, like inside this block, it have to have 2 space in front of the new line. And I use another keyword called return, which means once I call this function, it will return something bad. So it will return this calculation, this result. So what we do here is just like you use S1 multiplied by 1 plus S2 multiplied by 2 and plus S3 multiplied by 3. And what we are going to do is we are going to call this function and we will return the score for A team. So calling the function is easy. You just type the name you type total. And now you have to put the parameters. So what parameter we have for A team? So we have A1 and A2 and A3, okay? And they have to separate by commas. And for B team, I'm going to change again the same thing. I will do total and do B1, B2, and B3. All right. So we change a little bit here, just here, and see if we can get the same answer or not. So I'm going to run it and see what happened. So I'm going to run it. And I got 5 point, 7 point, and 8 point, and 3, 6, and 2. So 18-1 again. All right. So what I want you to do is just change the code exactly like what I did here. And you probably understand what is the function do. And you define this function just look exactly like this kind of function. They call built-in function, but that is the function you create. They work exactly the same. All right. I will give you a few minutes and you will finish this code. Once you are finished, please put a comment on the chat box so we can move forward. And this time I'm not going to pull out a Sonic because it just keeps bothering me.
Hurry up.
Okay, I think most of you guys have finished, and we'll move forward for that. Sometimes you think, oh, I don't want to just put 6 input here. How about I just I want to input like this. Like, for example, for A team, I just 5, 6, 7, that's for A team. And for B team, I put another 1, 2, 3, something like this. So probably you don't know what I mean, and I'm gonna show you like this. So for example, I want the input print. First one, print. I said please type A team scores. A team probably shots, okay, not scores. And then I would have like a variable to hold it just for the input, okay. And then the second one is print type B team shots, okay. And then you have the B variable B to hold all of them. So once I got all of them, I'm going to split the input and put it in all these variables. But before I move forward, I'm going to just, I'll let you see what I mean. I'm going to print A and I'm going to print B. Okay, so I'm going to run it. Let's run. So type A team shots. So I would do, I have to pull out this one. Let's see. I would just type 5 for 1 point, comma, and 7, comma, and put A. And type B team shots. And I will do 3, comma, 6, comma, 2. Then I will output print A. That's exactly what I type here. And B team shots, and it will output B here, exactly what I type here. But what I want is like, I want to put the number 5 into A1, and the second number 7 into A2, and the A into A3. So how am I going to do that? You know, in Python, there's a function called split for the string. So what splits do, just like if you want to split with a character, like this character, commas, and you can use the function called split. So let's just type split here, okay, split. And let's see if they have a definition here. I'm not sure. Okay, but let's just try split. Split with comma, which is a string. And the same, B split with comma. And I'm going to run it one more time. I have to stop it and run it. And I will type 5, 7, 8. And B team is 3, 6, and 2. So you will see something like this. It is split. And what this means? And in Python, we call it a list, like a list. Okay, and in other language, you might probably call it array. It's an array. But in Python, we call it a list. Okay, and in the list, and you have number 5, number 7, number 8. Okay, and we are going to run it in the next week, but here we know we can split them with the commas. Okay, we just use the function called split and use a dot split, because A is a string and a string have a function called split, and you just call a dot. A is the input from here, is a string, and this string will split by commas. Okay, But if you want to get the number 5 from this list, we call it this list. So how am I going to get it? So you probably just like, you have to put it first, you have to split it, and then you put it into a variable. So we just put it into a variable. Let's just remove this one instead of output. And I'm going to just, how about I'm going to put like AS, probably AX, okay, AX, or A list, okay, a list equal to A split. So we are going to split the string A, this string A, into this list, and then do it again for B list, and you will have just exactly like the B, and we are going to split it. So you will have A list, B list, okay? In order to get to this one in the list, we use something called, how are we going to access the file, this file string, the file string? I know it's a little bit hard for you guys at the beginning, but let's just do it first. And for the A list, we want to get this number instead of the whole list. So we want to get the first one, but in Python, a list is start from 0, and we said this one is the position 0, and then this one is 1, and then this one is 2, and the same thing for the B list, and this one is index, we call the position in the position 0, and that's this position 1, and then is position 2. So instead of have the input here, I'm going to change a little bit here. You just type A list and use brace and put 0, and then close with this inside this function. Okay, A list, you get the first one, which is 5. You put the 5 into the integer function, and you convert this string into a number. So I will do it the same thing for A2, but just change the 0 to 1. So what I'm going to do is just A list 1 and A list 2. And for B is B list 0, because we start from 0, right? B list 1. Okay, and B list 2. And now we should exactly have the same function like before. So I'm going to run it, and first I'm going to stop it, and then run it again, and I'm going to type 5, 7, 8, and for B team is 3, 6, 2. Now A team 1. So our program is still working. So I give you guys like 5 minutes. You got to change like what I did here. The first thing is like you input a list like this, and for A team and B team you do the input, and we are going to split them. We want to split it with a comma. We have a comma here, we will split it, and then you got a list like remember that square brace? Inside that, we have a list for a list, like 5, 7, 8. But they are string, so that's why we have to put it into a function called int to convert the string to a number. So, but in order to access the first list, we have to use the index 0, the position 0, because our lists, they start from 0. And we'll do it again for the B, like 0. So we have 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2 instead of 1, 2, 3. So we'll start from 0, 1, 2. So we get all the score for A team and the B team. And now, and we will do the same like the rest of them. And you should go A team 1 or B team 1 or tie. Okay, I give you like 5 minutes. You are gonna finish this code and we are done today. All right, let's do it. Uh-oh.
Ready? Go!
All right. So once you're done, please leave a comment here, and if you have a problem, I will turn on the Zoom and we will work together. I'm going to turn on my Zoom again because my Zoom is died out. Like, so if you have a question, you can join the Zoom meeting again. So the meeting ID is I guess the same. A2 list is out of order. So because did you split them? You have to, Helen, you have to split it with the commas. You have input and split it. And if you have a question, please let me know. And okay, let's first, and you have to have this input, A input, B input, and once you type A team, yeah, you can join the Zoom and then you can share your screen. Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh wait.
Yep.
Mine, it's a syntax error.
All right. So hold on. It because you put let me show you. Let me pull this one up. Give me 1 second. Because if you look at your code, and you shouldn't have a parenthesis in the line 6 in front of the behind the equal sign. You got it? Yeah. You remove it, and now you run it one more time and see what happens. Now, yeah, you get
Mess around.
Yeah, you should. You have better to get 2 commas, 3 commas, and 4.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, I guess you are good to go. And for that lift function, you should have you should do multiple instead of plus. You got what I'm saying? This multiple. Hello. Yeah, go ahead. Just let me know. I saw you. Yeah, you can join the meeting room, and then we will work together. Okay. Yeah, you can join the meeting room, and then we will work together. Okay. And then you need to share your screen, so I know I can see your code.
Also mine, it says
The meeting room, and then we work together. Okay.
mine says tie even though A1. Like what?